What's up, y'all? It's your girl, the real KT, and I'm here again with another video. Today I'm gonna be dropping some gems on y'all. Okay, I'm gonna be giving y'all a little value. All right. Today I have 5 things I wish I knew as a first-time nursing mom, or just as a nursing mom in general. Okay, like, so my breastfeeding journey has been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It started off kind of rough. It started out pretty rough, but now that my son is 7 months, about to be 8 months old, I love breastfeeding. Not only does breastfeeding save me a ton of money, but I just love the bond that me and my son have. We almost have a routine when he wakes up from his naps, when we wake up and just, starting the day, when I come home from work, like, we just have a routine. We have our own like special thing. It's like having our own special handshake, and I absolutely love it. I will say that to all the moms out there, I will for sure advise you to at least try breastfeeding. Breastfeeding isn't for everyone. It doesn't, necessarily work for everyone, but I would at least say, if you're a first time mom, at least try it out. At least attempt to have that bond with your child, to experience that, because it's something different. A couple different benefits that I have seen from it is that, like I said, number one, it saves you a lot of money, saves you a ton of money. Number two, is that, like, so my son has eczema, and with the breast milk, I can put the breast milk in his bath, and that helps with the skin. You can use breast milk not just for feeding them. You can use it to make lotion. You can use it to make soap. You can use it literally, like, I used to like put the breast milk in his nose just to, like, if he had boogies, just to, like, I use it as like saline. It's so many different things. You can use it on yourself. Like, if you have dry nipples, if your nipples are cracked, you can put it on, like, sometimes my fingers will split. I'll just take my breast milk and literally, like, put it on my scratches, and it heals it up. It's called liquid gold. If you guys did not know, breast milk is also called liquid gold, and it's not called liquid gold for no reason. All right, because it's so many like different things that you can use it for. So a lot of times with my son, if he's having a flare up, then I would just put it in his bath water with some oatmeal, and it just soothes him. It's just another form of medication. So not only does it save you a lot of money, but you also can, it's like multi-purpose. You can use it for so many different things. I feel like as well, like, it's easy on the baby's stomach. Like, if you guys think about it, y'all, if you guys think about it, we're literally the only human beings that drink another mammal's milk. Okay, so one thing I have noticed is that, so my son, he does breast milk and formula, and when he's on formula, he spits up a lot more than he does with breast milk. So it's a lot easier for the babies to digest, our breast milk, which is, of course, because it's meant for them. Duh. Let's hop into 5 things I wish I knew, or 5 things I wish people stressed to me about breastfeeding, about nursing. So number one is, do not compare yourself. Do not compare yourself to social media. Do not compare yourself, to other moms out there, because you have to understand that everybody is different. Every baby is different. So when you're breastfeeding, your body is going to produce according to your baby. But your body's able to read from just from your baby sucking on you. Your body's able to read and know how much, to produce for your baby. If your baby's sick, it's going to produce, different stuff to help heal the baby, if that makes sense. Just know that if you see a mom and her baby is 2 months old and she's pumping 6 ounces, just know that it's okay if you're not doing that. I can say in the beginning, I was very much like, oh, like, I'm not producing as much as the next person. Like, I'm only, pumping an ounce or 2 ounces, or I'm not pumping as much as my baby is drinking. But one thing I can say is that, one thing I will also say about that is that your baby pulls way more from you than your pump does. So even if you are only pumping 3 ounces and your baby may drink 5, just know that your baby pulls more from you than your pump may do. Not only that, it's okay if you're only pumping 1 ounce. Or maybe you're overproducing. There's something called an overproducer, and there's something called an underproducer, and both of those are perfectly fine. Also, I can say is, don't compare yourself to, when it comes to, the length of time that you breastfeed. Like me, I personally want to go as long as I want. I want to breastfeed. If I can breastfeed until Kason is 3, 4 years old, then I truthfully want to do that. Some people don't want to do that. Some people only want to breastfeed 2 months. Some people only want to breastfeed the first year. Just know, don't feel any kind of pressure based off of someone else's decision. If someone else is only deciding to nurse for a year and you maybe want to go too, don't let their decision dictate your choice, okay? Like some people tell me, like you're crazy, to go 3, 4 years, but hey, that's me. That's my personal decision. That's my personal choice. I feel like a lot of times us as adults and humans, we kind of like sometimes sexualize a lot of things, and the thought of a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old sucking on my boob, like that's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. I'm feeding my child. I'm simply just feeding my child. So it's part of life, it's nature, and the only person that's sexualizing it is us as adults. That baby's not thinking anything cruel. In their mind, that's my mom, that's my milk, that's my food, So yes, so that was number one. Number one is just do not compare yourself to social media. Don't compare yourself to what you see around you. Just know that everybody is different. Every child is different. We're all like flowers. We're going to bloom and sprout when we choose to. Number two is going to be that your diet and your water intake plays a huge role in how much milk you produce. So in the beginning, I can say that like I did pretty good about eating. But once I started going back to work, oh my gosh, once I started going back to work, my appetite like fluctuated because I like, I was no longer at home all the time. I didn't have the time, to just prep dinner or prep meals like I used to. So let's say a little bit harder, but it was just a little bit harder for me to like remind myself to eat. And then I'm just also that kind of person that like will just go throughout the day and be like, oh dang, I didn't eat today, and just continue throughout the day. But what I realized is that on the times that I would do that, it would really affect my milk production. So as a nursing mom, you have to pack snacks. Like you absolutely have to pack snacks. I don't care if you're going to the grocery store. Like make sure you have keep that thing on you, okay?
I got that thing on me. I got that stick. I got that tool. I'm packing.
Keep that thing on you. And I ain't talking about, no, I'm talking about some snacks. I don't care if it's like some granola. I don't care if it's, some cereal bars. I don't care if it's some fruit snacks. Like definitely try to pack healthy stuff. You don't want to eat a whole bunch of junk. Drink a lot of water. I try to drink a bottle of water almost every hour. If not every hour, every 2 hours, because you have to think about it. You're still eating for two, technically. That's just like when you're pregnant. When you don't fuel your body, your baby's going to take whatever's there. And if you're not putting anything in your body, then your baby's going to take from you. And that's going to take away from the nutrients that you personally need. You are going to be hungry. I'm not going to lie. As a nursing mom, like I sometimes feel as if like I'm eating as if I'm still pregnant. The only difference now is that I actually have the room to keep the food. Like when I was pregnant, I would be so hungry, but I would only eat a little bit because I didn't have enough room for my stomach to grow, for my stomach to stretch. So, just make sure that you're eating, good meals and having snacks in between. Like, do not leave the house without packing you a snack, like whatsoever. Three is going to be that it gets better. Okay, it gets better. It's mind over matter. Like in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, my breastfeeding journey was pretty rough. Like it was so painful. It hurt a lot. Kason was born at 37 weeks, so he was a couple weeks early. So with that, bad enough, like breastfeeding is new. It's a new experience for you and your baby. So bad enough, it can take a bit for the baby to get adjusted to it. But with Kason being born early, he had to catch up, he had to catch up. He had to play catch up, basically. So he was being introduced into something that's just like, you um starting kindergarten but giving like third grade work, if that makes sense, just to kind of give you an analogy. So it was kind of a little bit harder for him. Like when he would like latch on, he would not, like, instead of just opening his mouth and latching on, he would like latch on and like suck his way, or he would like pinch me, and it just hurted so bad. And then on top of that, in the beginning, your nipples are going to be sore. They're going to be sore because, especially if you're a first time mom, your nipples are going to be sore because of the fact that your body is experiencing something new. They have never had something latch on and like suck milk out of them, we go keep it PG-13. Some of y'all may have experienced something like that, but not to the point of sucking milk and then constantly every day, all day, So your nipples are going to itch. Like mine sometimes will just itch just because of the fact that they were always being wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, So just know that like it gets better. It took me, I want to say maybe 3 months. It took me like 3 months for me and Casey to get used to breastfeeding. After that third month, it was like, okay, like I would notice him latching on a lot easier. I would notice him like just being able to latch on and me not having to like reposition him, relatch him. So that is like a really, really good thing. But just know that it's mind over matter. You have to keep your goal in mind. Just know that, okay, if you plan on doing this long term, just keep telling yourself it gets better. It gets better because it does. It does. And also just remind yourself that you and your baby, you guys both are new to this. You both are experiencing something. You're both experiencing something that you've never experienced before. It may be driving you insane, but I promise you, you can do it. You can do it. Number four is that all those supplements, you don't need all of those supplements. The supplements are not needed. Yes, they can help, but they are not needed. I had to really tell myself that, like, okay, a lot of the lactation cookies and the lactation pills, the lactation supplements, the drinks, all this stuff, like all of this stuff is new. They didn't have this stuff back in the day. So I had to remind myself that, because this is not 100% needed. Like, I feel like society makes it that, oh, we have to, I had to up my supply. I need to up my supply. I need to make more than what I'm making. And that's not always 100% true. Now, yes, there are some moms, I'm not saying that these things are bad. Yes, there are some moms that maybe you guys have a low supply you produce, just not a lot. And so these things can help you, but don't stress yourself out about needing to have these supplements, these cookies, these drinks, X, Y, and Z. I can say I've wasted a lot of money. I don't want to say wasted because, you have to try them in order to figure it out. But I have wasted a lot of money on a lot of stuff, a lot of different supplements, cookies, and drinks, trying to like feeling as if I just absolutely I have to get my supply up. And you don't. I will say, if you're someone that wants to experiment with these products, go on YouTube, go and like find reviews, look up some reviews, look up, or maybe try to talk to other moms, go on Facebook and ask other moms what are different things that they have tried, and what worked for them. And now remember, everybody's different, so what works for someone may not necessarily work for the other person. But it is always good to see what has worked and what has not worked before you go and spend a pretty penny on these products, because this stuff is not really cheap. That's just like anything else. Also, if you are someone that wants to try these things out, go on TikTok. TikTok is really the new Google. If you guys have not noticed, go on TikTok, or you just even YouTube, and see what can you simply make at home. Because things like flax seeds, things like brewer's yeast, but like flax seeds, I put flax seeds in my oatmeal. I put flax seeds on my peanut butter jelly sandwich. And oatmeal also is something to help increase your milk production. So look and do your research and see what natural things, or what are things that you can simply buy from the grocery store, or things that you may already have at home that can help you increase your milk supply before going out and buying these different pills and cookies and teas and all of this stuff. And lastly, number five is going to be, don't worry about other people's opinion. Don't worry about what other people may think. Don't, like, and what I mean by this is that when it comes to breastfeeding out in public, don't be scared to breastfeed your child out in public. Okay, I know there's some people that you may feel uncomfortable, you know to make other people uncomfortable, but don't feel as if you have to go hide to feed your child. Listen, just how we go to a restaurant and we sit at the table and we eat, that's the same thing, that our babies have to do. I'm not saying to go and just whipping your boobs out everywhere, but don't be afraid to feed your child out in public. Personally me personally me I don't care. If my baby's hungry, he's hungry. I don't really care where I'm at. I want to go find a spot, and I will take a blanket and put it over myself and feed them. But if the blanket falls, the blanket falls. And then most of the time when we are feeding our child, our boob is only out for when we're pulling it out. It's crazy that people get uncomfortable, about a mother feeding her child. But if it's a woman walking on the street and she has on some short shorts, or her chest is just, or her cleavage is showing, they're not uncomfortable about that. So at the end of the day, do you. If you feel more comfortable, if you personally just feel more comfortable to go find a secluded area, then okay, I 100% get that. But you honestly just have to figure out what's best for you. Just a quick tip: there are these like car seat covers. I will link them in the description box, or put like a picture here somewhere around here. But there are these car seat covers that you can also use to like cover you while you're breastfeeding, that you can put over you. So I could say that's something that comes in handy when breastfeeding. Also, if you're someone that does want to cover up, just always bring like extra like receiving blankets when you are when you go out. And what I mean by like extra receiving blankets, like my son, I like to use these. They're like really thin. It's like, I think this is like linen. I use these in the summertime just to cover his legs up because, like I said, he has eczema. So these work really good in the summertime to kind of keep the sun off of his skin without making him too hot. Too hot. But as you see, it's a pretty decent size. You can really, most of the time I only cover up that one side wherever the baby is at. It's a good, good size. I also have one that's like way bigger than this too. But or you got your hospital blanket, your hospital receiving blanket, or just, simply ones that you got at the store, whichever works for you. And that goes for anything, whether it's the supplements, whether it's breastfeeding out in public, whether it's pumping. You, at the end of the day, have to do what works best for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will definitely probably be doing like a part 2, part 3, maybe part 5, 4 and 5. But if you guys have any tips, that things that you may have learned as being a nursing mom, or maybe questions that you have if you're a first time mom, maybe you're pregnant soon to have your child, or maybe you just recently had your child, drop them in the comments. Or maybe if you have any pieces of advice, drop them in the comments. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. All of that will be in my outro, and it's also linked below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.